If you're right, if you're telling us the truth, everyone, the entire American public, has been lied to for decades.
Yeah, there's a sophisticated disinformation campaign targeting the U.S. populace, which is extremely unethical and immoral.
You are saying to the human race, for the first time, an official intelligence representative at a high level from the US government is saying publicly, we are not alone.
We're definitely not alone.
The ongoing fight for UFO transparency from the federal government. It is a story we've been following for more than a year now. And many who were interested in finding out exactly what the government knows were tracking the newest defense bill making its way through Capitol Hill. In it, two important new UFO provisions. One, a 10-person panel that would sort through which UAP records would be immediately disclosed to the public. And the other would have given the government full possession of all recovered, quote, non-human technologies being held privately, like by defense contractors. Both of these have now been stripped from the bill. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is blaming one party for fighting back against his efforts for more transparency: House Republicans. For more on this, I'm now joined by Ross Coulthart, NewsNation special correspondent and investigative journalist who spoke exclusively with Pentagon whistleblower David Grusch. It's good to see you again, Ross. Thanks for being here.
Good to be back. Good evening to you.
So, Ross, who were the principal House Republicans and individuals who worked behind the scenes to strip these UFO provisions from the final bill?
Unfortunately, it's primarily two congressmen who are very much under the thrall and influence of the defense aerospace lobby. You've got Mike Turner from Ohio, who covers the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And you've also got Mike Rogers from the Huntsville, Alabama area, who, of course, covers a huge amount of the defense aerospace industry down where he is. And there were also other Republicans dragged in, such as Mitch McConnell. It's a sad thing. It's a sad event, really, to see what was essentially previously a bipartisan piece of legislation in the Senate that received support from both sides of the Senate being knocked back inside the House for, frankly, no good reason other than the fact that the defense aerospace industry and certain sections of the Pentagon don't appear to want the public to know what they know.
Yeah, why wouldn't they want this information out publicly? Are you saying that it all comes down to lobbying?
Unfortunately, that seems to be the issue. I mean, Mike Turner, for example, since in around about the last 20 years, has received nearly $700,000 in donations from defense aerospace companies. And whilst he's not commenting at all about why he's taken the position that he's taken on this UAP disclosure bill that was put up by Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader, the proposal enjoyed support in the Senate from key Republicans, including Senator Marco Rubio. And it was a cross-party thing. And then all of a sudden in the House, we were all taken by surprise by this decision by certain key congressmen on both the Senate Armed Services Committee, the House Armed Services Committee and the House Intelligence Committee to essentially roll legislation that had bipartisan support. And frankly, the only possible interpretation is that they've been got at by the defense aerospace lobby that don't want the degree of accountability that both the Senate and indeed key people inside the US government were pushing for. And it's a tragedy because, frankly, it begs the question, if there's nothing to hide, why stop this legislation? Why not let it go through to the keeper and prove that there's nothing there? If there's nothing there to hide, why oppose legislation that would have provided disclosure?
Certainly. I know that David Grusch will be appearing on Elizabeth Vargas Reports tomorrow night. Do you have any idea what we can expect from that interview?
I think you're going to see a very strong critique of the backroom lobbying that has basically stopped this legislation from coming into existence. But I think you'll also see an acknowledgement that we have come a long way in the past few years. It used to be unthinkable to talk about non-human intelligence and non-human technology. And now that's in black and white in legislation that's still before the House, and that's an achievement in itself. I think the simple fact that we are now hearing people talking about NHI, UFOs, the fact of the possibility of a non-human intelligence being openly discussed in the Congress is a momentous leap forward.
All right. Ross Coulthart, always appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.